Morning guys, hey, it's Len from Mercury Man Garage and Outdoors. Well, we're outdoors again. It's still pretty good weather. It's warming up again though a little bit, so that's not so great. But we're out early in the morning, get some stuff done. We got a hodgepodge stuff to do today. We got some bundle wood to do. I got a 6 bundle order. They want 3 oaks and 3 cherries. Plus I have another load of tree service wood coming, so we're gonna take a look at that. And we're going to do some brush hogging, so stay tuned. And here he is. Some big stuff in this one. Yeah, there's definitely some big ones in there. But it's from the same property as this other load I got yesterday, so it's oak. And I'm leading to believe that it's white oak. Man, I hope so. That would be nice. There's some big ones in there. Wow. All right, well, there's my 3 bundles of cherry. And I cut my cherry, or I split my cherry a little bigger than I probably should. But the reason I did that is because I was planning on mixing this cherry with my oak over here in my bundles, which as you can see are split much smaller. So I was gonna sell them as a mix of oak and cherry in my hardwood bundles for firewood. Well, now I'm getting more and more people that want smoker wood and they just want cherry. So I'm left with these bigger pieces. I haven't had anybody complain yet. I mean, they're quite large and I could split them down, but until I get some requests for smaller cooking wood, I'm just going to continue on. That way I can still mix and match my bundle firewood and still mix the cherry and the oak together as I had planned before, and have a nice mix there. But that's that. I'm sure you guys, maybe you haven't, but this is my Amish bundler. I've showed this before on my channel. This thing's really nice. It's affordable. It's all manual, works good. I've had a few problems with it. This handle, this came off. The bolt just wore out and came off. so I ended up just welding the spinner on there, and so that shouldn't go anywhere now. Other than that, I haven't had any trouble. It's kind of hard to wheel around out here with those small tires. I might figure out a way maybe to put, I don't know, maybe bigger tires, but we'll see. That's down the road. But I got my 3 bundles of cherry. I got to do 3 bundles of oak now, and that'll complete the order for the gal. You can see the difference in the split size here between the cherry and the oak. And obviously you're going to get a lot more pieces with the oak than with the cherry, but volume wise, you know, they're pretty close. That oak bundle might be a little bigger than the cherry, but that's just how it worked out with trying to fit all those pieces in there. But the other ones are pretty close volume wise. You're going to get a lot more pieces with the oak being split smaller than the cherry being split larger. But let me check. I was kind of tapping the wood together as I was bundling to see if it was dry, and it sounded like it was. I mean, you get that sound. You guys know what I'm talking about when it's dry. But let me do a little moisture meter test here on the ends of the oak. See what we got. That's showing 11.7, and I'm not going to split that just to see what the inside is. I'm sure those are dry, being that's 11.7 on the end grain, and now it's saying 12.8, but still, it's not going to be any more than 20% in there, I'm positive. But that's that, guys. Let's move on to the next job. All right, guys, well, we're heading out to get fuel for the tractor, and I don't know about you, but it seems like I'm always going to get fuel for the tractor. And I am using it a lot more than I ever have, so that's part of the problem. But it seems like at least once a week, I'm going to get fuel. And just wondering what you guys do when it comes to fuel tanks and cans and things like that. See, this is what I have. I don't know if you can see it in the back of the truck back there, but it's a 5-gallon diesel fuel tank. And like I said, I'm going to get fuel at least once or twice a week. And just wondering what you guys use for transferring fuel to your tractors and equipment and things like that. Do you have a big tank at home, or just multiple gas tanks that you fill up, or what do you guys do? Because I'm getting kind of tired of going to get fuel all the time. It's not a huge deal because the station is pretty close by, and he has off-road diesel, which is what I get. It's much cheaper, so it's not a big deal. But it'd be nice to have something at home that had a little more volume. $3.29 a gallon for off-road diesel. I didn't think that was too bad here in Michigan. But anyway, back to the gas cans. I think the simple solution for my fuel can issue would be just to get more of those yellow cans. That'd be the easiest, probably, and the quickest solution to my volume issues. But still would like to get something for home that's like maybe a 50-gallon tank with a pump on it that I can just throw in the back of the truck with the tractor and fill it up. But either way, I think the easiest solution is just to get some more of those yellow fuel cans, and that's probably the route I'll go. Please let me know what you guys do. You have fuel cans like this or a bigger tank at home? I'd really appreciate some comments on what you guys do as far as storing your fuel at home. You know, something too that would cut down on my fuel usage would be to get a zero turn. Alright guys, well, we're going to shut her down for a moment. I'm about half done. Of my 3.5 acres of property that I have here, I would say probably an acre is brush cutting, which doesn't sound like a lot, but considering I got to go around numerous obstacles, trees, my grass, wood yard, it takes a while and a lot of backing up, but it's not a big deal. I get her done. But just want to talk a moment about brush cutters versus a flail mower. Now what I have here is a King Cutter 48-inch flail or brush cutter that I got from Tractor Supply many years ago, and this thing has been through it. But I've never really had to replace anything on it. Never replaced a blade. The back wheel has never been replaced. The only thing I've done to it is replace the gear oil, and that's been it. I think I maybe sharpened the blade once. I'm pretty sure that blade is quite dull, but as you can see, still cuts pretty good. Speaking of a flail mower, I'm not sure that a flail mower can do what a brush cutter does. I don't know, I could be wrong. I think a flail mower is more geared towards just cutting weeds and light brush, things like that, and maybe getting a cleaner cut. A brush cutter, I think, is a little more heavy duty. I think you can go through small saplings with a brush cutter, which I do all the time. And I just see the brush cutter as being a little more heavy duty and can go through things like that better than a flail mower can. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you guys use. What do you think of a flail mower versus a brush cutter? For me, brush cutters have been around for a long time, and they do the job pretty well. Now, flail mowers have been around a while, but nothing like a brush cutter. And I think they've pretty much perfected the brush cutter for what it can do. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. Just want to take a moment here and walk around my wood yard. And as you can see, this nice, lush, green weeds. This is where I sprayed a few months ago with weed killer. And at one point, it was pretty much just dirt out here. And got rid of all the weeds. And this is what came back. And I gotta say, I'm pretty pleased. This makes a nice carpet to walk around on. I'm out of the dirt, I'm out of the mud, and actually works out pretty well. So I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna have to mow it occasionally, which is not a big deal, but I think it's gonna be fine. It's a little better working conditions than working in mud. And I don't know that I mentioned to you guys, I came across some hickory. A couple weeks ago, my neighbor had a limb come down in his hickory tree, and he offered it to me. So this is my first go around with hickory, and I couldn't be happier. I'm going to cut this up for smoker wood, and I'm probably going to put it in my IBC totes and set that aside for drying. It takes a while to dry, I know that, but I'm anxious to get going on that, get that cut up and split and put in totes. The thing is I'm out of totes right now, and it seems like they're few and far between around here finding them. So the ones that I can find are 50-60 bucks, and I'm not prepared to spend that much on a tote quite yet. But I have the hickory here, I got maple here from a tree service that I got, I still have my mulberry. In the trailer, I have mulberry, got a stack of mulberry here and a stack of mulberry over there, or a pile. And that's going in the woodshed, the first bay, first bunker. And I was gonna put my cherry in the second bunker, but I think I'm gonna split this up and put it in my IBC totes. Keep my specialty cooking wood separate for now, save the woodshed for oak and that mulberry, because those take a lot longer to dry. There, now that should do wonders for my allergies.
Slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away.
And there we go. Everyone's favorite job when it comes to firewood, stacking. But what we have in here is we got 2 rows of mulberry, and then we started a row of locust right here. And I think that might be it for this bunker. I got some maple I'm gonna do next. I'll probably put that over there. and just leave this as is for now. Probably leave this in here for another year or so, let it dry out really good, and call it good. But once again, guys, it's getting too hot out here to do any more, so we're gonna wrap this one up. All right, that's gonna do it for today, guys. It's getting a little too hot out here. Time to wrap it up. But just a hodgepodge of stuff today to get done. And I wanted to get some wood stacked in here to see what it was gonna look like and how much room I had. I'm guessing I got about 2/3 of a cord in there right now, and plenty of room for more. I probably can get definitely 1.5 cords maybe in there, maybe 2. But it looks like I'm only gonna get 5 rows. I'm not gonna be able to do 6, I don't think. Judging by the sizes of wood that I have, they're not all exactly 16 inches. So we're losing a little room there, but that's fine. 5 rows is plenty. But anyway, guys, that's gonna do it. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Please subscribe, give me a like, leave a comment if you would. And remember, find your thing. All right, have a good one.